Hi, I'm Benji Knight. Do you struggle getting traction when you go riding with your bros?
Yeah.
Well, no mo. Check out the Tusk Talon hybrid gummy tire. With its unique tread design and super soft gummy compound, the Tusk Talon will take you anywhere.
Really quick, this is just your friendly reminder to support Ride with the Knights by using our RM affiliate link. It's in the description below. Bookmark it now so that you can use it for later. That way when you pick up your next set of tires or gear, it can be anything that Rocky Mountain sells. You're supporting the channel by using our link, allowing us to keep making content just like this. Anyways, thank you guys. Back to the video. Enjoy.
Welcome back, everybody. We're just about 6 miles into our trail ride today. Both my brother Benji and myself are running the new Tusk Talon tire, the gummy tire. I actually haven't spent a ton of time with gummy tires. I know there's a lot of premium tires on the market right now, IRC and some other ones. So further down the road, we'll have to do some more direct comparisons. But just as we're getting into the game with these gummy tires, my initial expectation typically is that they're gonna perform really good on kind of that loaded trials kind of hop or splatter technique, but their weakness is gonna be when you're riding at maybe higher speed and pushing it a little bit more like you'd experience in a desert race or a more typical off-road race. So the conditions we're riding today are gonna be perfect for testing this. But so far for me, I have been really impressed so far with just that initial kind of pop. That's kind of the first thing I noticed, was that when you're getting ready for that obstacle or that pivot turn, it just bites pretty good, and it seems to be fairly consistent throughout dirt or wet logs or rocks or stuff like that. So we've got a lot of terrain ahead of us. We're just barely getting started. So these tires, we'll get some close-up shots. They're looking pretty fresh right now, but we're gonna put them through the ringer. That's just kind of our first impressions. Once we're through all this ride, we'll kind of give a better full review of the tire. Welcome back, everybody. We've now spent a good amount of time on these tires, and we're ready for kind of a full, complete review, giving our thoughts on how we think they perform. Up until now, we've ridden about 60 miles of trail, but we've been riding really aggressive terrain, super aggressive terrain. We've been riding rocks, roots, logs, creek crossings. We've thrown all we could at these tires in the last 48 hours, and we've got 4 different categories that we wanted to cover in this video to share with you. One of these categories is really the standout category that this tire's designed for. So category number 1, we're gonna talk about cost. Number 2, we wanna cover how this tire performs in obstacles, particularly trail riding obstacles. That's your ledges, rocks, hill climbs, roots, everything that you're gonna find in kind of a hard enduro scenario. Category number 3 is more of our intensity, racing, and corner ability on this tire. And number 4 is the wear ability. So we're gonna go through each one of these categories, talk about how we felt this tire performed. Category number 1 is cost. And this tire is distributed through Rocky Mountain. It's manufactured by Tusk, and a lot of Tusk products are a little bit more budget friendly. They're gonna be a little bit cheaper, a little less expensive than your premium options. And so that's why we wanna see if these tires can really stack up. So far, I'm really impressed with the performance of this tire, and it's gonna cost a lot less. So like we said in some of our other tire videos, there's a lot of different ways you can look at this. You can say, I can get a new tire more frequently, or I can just get a tire that performs just as good for a little less money. Category number 2 is how well these tires performed during obstacles, trail riding obstacles, and hard enduro stuff. On my bike, I actually have the front tire and the rear tire, although the gummy texture is far more focused on the rear tire. Benji's been running the rear. Benji, what are some of your thoughts? You have a lot of trail riding experience, and we've thrown a lot of different obstacles at it. How did you feel this tire performed on gnarly rocks, gnarly ledges?
I was honestly surprised. It felt like a regular high-end tire. Kind of going back a little bit on the cost, it performed just as well as any of your other high-end brand tires. My first thoughts was the initial traction. As far as driving through the obstacles and getting consistent traction the entire time. Another huge point I found was side hilling. I never got into the situation where the rear tire was going away from me downhill. It seemed more consistent or planted, and if anything, it kind of conformed to the hillside to give constant traction, you know, driving up the hill.
So the real question is, we could get really into all the details of different types of obstacles and stuff, but I think for like a general rider, the question is a tire like this gonna perform a little bit better than a traditional motocross tire in this environment? Would you agree or disagree?
Oh yes. We've had some other bikes here with some motocross tires, and so swapping between the bikes to get a fresh mind when you're back onto the Gummy tire was actually good and a good refreshment. So and it really shined out how much the Gummy tire actually makes in your riding ability in these super tight, gnarly, rocky log sections. Even the wet creek bottoms and stuff, it seemed to always want to grab traction in the slippery rocks and just consistently drive forward.
So this tire is designed with the trail rider, the hard enduro rider in mind. It's got a much more pliable, softer compound, which we often refer to as a Gummy compound. So if you pair this tire with a complementary insert, such as a moose insert, or some riders prefer to run a tubeless setup with a low pressure, that's where you're really gonna reap the most benefits of this compound. So for me personally, I have really limited experience with these Gummy tires, but the first thing and really the biggest thing that stood out to me all weekend long was just the loaded traction. So anytime I'm approaching typically an uphill obstacle, trying to climb those rocks, those ledges, all those videos that you're seeing in hard enduro scenarios, this tire performs better than your motocross tires. I was really impressed with the drive and the traction that I was getting in those areas. So category number 3 is kind of our intensity riding. And this is the area that this tire is not actually designed for. This is your motocross tires, your soft intermediate compounds. And for this tire, honestly, we were trying to push it in some scenarios. My least favorite thing about these tires in a high intensity environment is that they typically tend to roll. So just like anything, there's just pros and cons. If you're wanting that loaded traction on obstacles, go with the softer compound Gummy tire. If you want your tires to stay in their shape and maintain traction through the turns, then go with a more typical motocross tire. So this is really selective based on the terrain you're riding. Look at where we're at. This tire is perfect for where we're riding today. Category number 4 is the durability and the wear life. So Benji, with your experience and comparing to all other tires, how does this tire look after about 60 miles of riding?
Well, with 60 miles of hard riding on a typical tire, we would see maybe a little taller in the lugs, a little less rounding of those lugs. This tire's actually worn off pretty fast. I'm actually pretty surprised. It started to round just a little bit, so
here's a shot of a Tusk Recon that actually has 240 miles. This was all of Idaho City plus 60 miles of the same trail ride we've been on, and it's not even near as worn as these Tusk Talons. I am actually surprised. We've got about 60, 70-ish miles so far on these, a little bit of road, but mostly about 90% hard trail riding, and they are wearing a little bit quicker than we expected. So keep that in mind. That's kind of the intention with these Gummy tires though, is throw them on, you're gonna get exceptional traction for your event that you're participating in or that gnarly ride that you're going on, and then after that, you might have to throw it away and get the next one. But that's the advantage of having a budget-friendly tire. So if you guys are interested in purchasing your own, honestly, I would highly recommend this tire if you're trail riding or riding hard enduro type stuff. So click the link in the description, shop Rocky Mountain. We'll actually send a link directly to this tire. And by doing so, you'll support us. We'll keep making videos like this and helping you guys out. That's it for our Tusk Talon review. Thanks guys for watching. We were really impressed with this tire. I'm gonna run these when I do my trail rides. Again, if you're interested in purchasing your own, click the link in the description. We have a bunch more videos from this trip, so if you want to watch more, you can click down below. And as always, if you're interested in improving your off-road riding skills, head over to RideWithTheKnights.com. There we have tons of solutions to help you guys improve your skills, improve your confidence on the bike, and ultimately just enjoy motorcycles to their true potential. So head over to RideWithTheKnights.com. You can sign up for one of our ride days or purchase our online course, gain access to over 200 training videos to help you out. Thanks guys for watching. Subscribe to our channel if you like these videos, and we will see you guys out on the trail.
see you on the trail.
Oh, that was freaking sweet.